Top Muffin Top. I'm joined with my homie Justin B, and apparently I just did something awesome I should have been recording, but I was telling him that the title for this, right, is um, Churches and ICE, Religion and Left Targets, basically, violence. The increase. I had people from church call us today, and we have a security team. I'm on it, and we set stuff up. We have some people that aren't gun people that they don't agree with having the security team, and they ask, why do you feel the need? Our church is basically set up like the church from Texas, where the guy could drive up the sidewalk and come right in. So we park a vehicle there, and then we have X amount of people at X amount of doors with Overwatch that overlaps, right? And you guys don't need to know anything else about our church other than that. But um, look at what just happened in Michigan, man. Just covering a door's not enough. The guy drove through the fucking wall. And I think this guy was kind of put, plastered clown makeup on, trying to look very right wing. So that's one argument that the left's had the last few weeks has been it's a lot of left hand violence, whatever wing of the bird violence, and we haven't seen any right wing, quote unquote. Well, here's to break the narrative kind of deal. We need to be shepherds wherever you are, for your family, for your friends, for just yourself, and being an upstanding, good, moral person, right? Um, you need to put your distractions away. You just put your phone away. Throw an earbud in if you have to have a call. Um, be vigilant. I think that the time is now. Religion is going to get hit, and it's because we have a lot of people in this country that have lost their way and don't believe in our religion, whatever your religion may be. It doesn't matter. Um, it's a weapon that's used a lot, and it's being used here. And now the political hits with like the ICE detainees and things like that. That's all political, maybe even cartel related, in my opinion. Those kind of opinions and stuff, to go gray, especially with your family. I'm not going to walk around wearing a Trump MAGA hat and Trump shirt and Trump this, that, and the other. And hell, the bad part is, I know a lot of people that have like Christian tattoos, crosses and stuff like that, and they wear tank tops like muscle shirts around because they're ripped, and I'm not. But that kind of stuff, especially when you're with your family, to be gray, maybe you wear maybe you wear a shirt with sleeves on it. Maybe you wear a different hat. Because why would you put an unnecessary target on yourself when these are being targeted currently? You can't 360 no scope in real life. If somebody's got a 22 in their vehicle and they're pinning people with redneck looking hats and you have one, what the hell is your family going to do without you? What up, Mac? What up, Anonymous? Yeah, I just watched several videos on this thing, and I had some people over, and we were talking about it. I grilled, made some ribs, had some burgers and dogs, and had some family and friends over and stuff. And it's bugging a lot of people, man. It's bugging a lot of people that aren't gun people. And people keep asking me, "What do you do? What do you do?" I tell them, I gave these guys the Stop the Bleed class for the guy who taught us. And I showed them. I picked up my shirt. I showed them the tourniquet, and I showed them the slishman, and I showed them how I have them staged, and I showed them how to use them at a barbecue tonight. How to use Stop the Bleed. They're like, why? And everybody, most of the guys there had a gun on their hip. And I'm like, look, you have a gun on your hip. You have a gun on your hip. You have a gun on your hip. I'm the only one with the fucking tourniquet, and I have a gun on my hip. What's wrong with that picture? That's what's wrong. to stop the bleed, the medical really needs to be at the beginning of everybody's forethought right now. I think because you're not going to be able to take whatever EDC you have. You could have the biggest, baddest, most expensive EDC. You are not going to take out a threat with a bolt action rifle. You're not. You're not. I'm not. I know that. You know what you can do? You can render aid. And you can help put barriers in between you and those that you love and care for. Like I was just telling Justin B before we started, we talked about parking 6 trucks around the church because we have a tree line in the back and you can't drive to it through it. And it might have to be a thing. We might go. I'll voluntarily put in pavers around the church so we can drive around so we don't tear up the grass. I mean, what are you going to do? Great and Grace, my oldest took a stop to bleed. Good. Food and fellowship. Yeah. What up, Nomad? This is just a. Yeah, it is sad, Rebel. I sent you a link, by the way, Rebel. The stuff's kind of pissed me off, man. I'm not going to lie. Like, the targets are clear, if that makes sense. I don't know what you think about that, Justin B.
You know, it's fucking it's sad. You know that this is what it's come down to. But you know, what do? We adapt it. You know, we educate ourselves and you know make the best decisions that we can.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
thinking about making it a standard SOP. You know, like those just like the Milsurp um, tourniquet holders that you could put like a tourniquet and a Sharpie in that like go on your belt or whatever or your plate carrier.
yep.
Thinking about making that standard to put those behind the headrests minimum for the driver and passenger seat because they're cheap enough. You know,
Yeah.
you might not be able to afford a full blown IFAC because that's expensive, but you can afford Milsurp tourniquet holders. They're Velcro. Teach your kids how to use them. Teach your wife how to use them. Teach whoever's in your vehicle. Say, hey, right here, if we're in an accident or if there's a situation where we need to stop bleed, this is a device how to do it.
And like I mean, yeah, you know, like even my 3-year-old knows how to slap a slishman on because you know stopping a bleed really does save lives. You know, I
That's
was
awesome.
in a bad car accident. I broke my femur. I was bleeding out. If I did, if you know, and my buddies and I, you know, we always you know, slap a tourniquet on and you'll be all right. You know, and I was like, oh fuck, it's real. Time for a tourniquet.
Mm-hmm.
And fucking right before they knocked me out in the hospital, they were like, "Who threw the tourniquet on?" I was like, "I did." Just like, dude, you saved your own life.
Hell yeah, bro.
That's
Um,
freaking it's important.
yeah. Go ahead, Grit. Go get your medical supplies at Jay. He is a big supporter of me. I'm a big supporter of him. He's a small business. He has the best price on medical I found. Um, I was getting a haircut and my hairdresser was asking about it, and I ended up showing the Slishman. She had kids, and I showed her while I was getting a haircut how to put a Slishman on. She's like, "That's really good." She's like, "How much does that cost?" A lot. I'm like, "It's $10 freaking," and I'm like, "Use code whatever." I'm like, "Use code Red Chungus." I need to change it to TMT because Lawfully's right. That is a little bit crazy, but um, yeah, use code Red Chungus for 10% off. I'm like, if you can't afford the $10, here's 10% off. Um, I think the Slishman is a super great value. I have talked it up to everybody. I gave one to the dude who did the Stop the Bleed class. He'd never heard of it. He checked out Sam Slishman's video, and I don't know if he's going to work it into his thing or not. He wouldn't work in a rats. He was doing TCCC certified stuff, but I'm like, it's not going to be on there, but it works. And we had an oxygen sensor there, and we did tourniquets, and I did the Slishman, and it works. Just like Pat did a video, he did it with his pulse oximeter on, and it stops, it cuts it off. So
It's,
um,
and it's a lot more versatile. Use it on pets. You can use it on your kids. You
yeah,
know,
yeah, man. I gave one to a canine guy, a fresh canine dude, and I'm like, this works for your dog. This works for kids. You have a kid here, and you have a dog because you're a canine dude. You need to have this with you, and he carries it every day. I'm down to one. I need to buy more. I've given them all away. Um, they're awesome. We really need to. You need to do the scenario with. You need to do a couple what if scenarios with people that you love and whatever. If you're going anywhere remotely that seems like this, especially with the holiday season coming up, the malls and stuff, target rich environment. I would probably just recommend you find some stuff online this year. Honestly, why put yourself in this situation?
I mean, you're not with the way that everything is online these days. You're not going to find much floating around out there at anything better than what you're going to find online.
I know, dude. And like that's the lazy way to do it,
I
and we don't need to live our lives in fear, but at the same time, why would you put yourself in a target rich environment? I'm not going to go to a mall. First off, I don't really give a shit about malls. Second off, I don't like that many people anyway. So I don't like to go to malls as is, but you need to start thinking about that kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, I don't even take both of my kids with me, with me grocery shopping anymore. I would just wake up early and I'll just take whichever one is awake and let the other one sleep and just take one because I can't deal with two of them by myself.
Hmm.
God forbid something starts happening.
I hear that, dude. And
Two
that's
kids,
something that you need to train with your kids. They need to know, like, if you have a serious word or something, like, my son knows when I'm angry, and I tell him I'm angry, and if I count to three, it's a butt swat, right? But he knows my angry voice, and I need to drill a word that says, okay, you need to listen. Something's bad. You know what I mean? So that way they follow suit. You need to have that code word. You need to make a code word for your family, and then you need a code word for your mag that you put on. If it's a phone call or a text that you can get through, like Operation Pizza Hut or like Operation Quiznos. I don't know, like food stuff because I'm a fat ass, but like I don't know, Operation Stormtrooper. Like if you're a Star Wars nerd, you guys need to have some kind of code word or like cranberry dressing, some shit, like a family joke. If you have like a family joke that's just carried through the years, that, everybody knows what that means. Nobody else knows what it means. If you're just walking out in public, you say that word, especially single gals. It's fall here and we do like pumpkin patches and stuff. And my wife and her friend went and they took pocket knives and pepper spray. Um,
good.
it's sad that you have to think that way. One of them carried a pew pew. The others did not, but they had alternative, which is better than none. And I tell them, like, at vehicles, especially if you're just like single gals, are a target with kids. So if you're with two, one of them needs to be turned around with their back on the car, looking at everybody while they're strapping in the kids. Plain and simple. Like, do buddy systems. Put your safety precautions in effect now because your flock needs to protect themselves. This is how you do it. It doesn't have to be crazy. You just go with an extra person. Simple as just turning around and watching everything. Put your phone in your damn pocket. You're probably going to be fine 99% of the time.
It's the biggest thing is that damn phone. See it all over the place.
Yeah, man. But the religious things, I think, these are going to keep happening and with a quickness. I don't want it to, but I'm going to throw a number out that we're going to see at least two in the next 2 weeks. It seems like we're getting a two or three piece a week. And if their rhetoric I know somebody that I have terminated from the mag that I was talking to them, and uh, I just walked up and I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" And he's like, "Did you see the Charlie Kirk thing? Wasn't that funny?" I'm like, "Dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? That is sick." And then he's just like, "Oh well, South Park canceled that episode." I'm like, "Cool, man. Like, that's really like what you're talking about. Like, people are dying, and you think it's funny." And I that's why they're no longer in the mag, is because they support that side. They've kind of lost their way. Um, but that side is celebrating it, and it's going to create more copycats. It's going to create more people wanting to push that envelope, right?
And unfortunately, there's a lot of people that, you know, just don't like Christianity and of that set freaking religions, period.
Uh huh.
A lot of them here.
Let me catch some of these chats. Got a lot of people in here. I'm glad. I didn't plan on doing the chat, but I watched a few of these videos, and this needs said. And if you don't have security things like this put in place, like, I'm gonna talk to the school, I think, about putting in. I almost just want, like, if I was financially set up, I would launch my security company, something I've wanted to do for a while, and say I will do it for literally whatever price. Like, if I could, I would do it for free, just so I know it's in place. You know what I mean? Um, we got quite a few people in here. Grit said exactly, Justin B. Yep. Maccabeus built his own mass casualty. MacFac, nice. Cheaper than a Bearfac. Hey, man, you can build a lot of this stuff yourself. You can do a lot with some gauze and some duct tape and some no and a tourniquet and some know-how. You know what I mean? Like, gauze and a tourniquet can get you a long way. Um,
It's better than a damn t-shirt, I'll tell you that. I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah.
just having something.
Yeah. You know what? Even if it's rats, I don't care. It's a medical device that is designed to stop the bleed. Carry it. I'll take anything over nothing. Uh, Genostic Nomad, I can never say your first name. I'm retarded. Hey, man, delivery drivers make a good living on the stuff we order offline, dude, for real. And make sure you know your normal delivery drivers. I know it gets kind of harder in the holiday seasons, but um, uniforms are being taken, and it's a lot easier to get a delivery driver uniform than it is an LPE officer or EMT, blah blah blah, firefighter uniform. You
There's
need,
thousands of them that go missing a week. Seems like
yeah. Um,
they don't always tell you about it. So imagine every time that we're told that, you know, oh, we just figured out, 5,000 uniforms are missing. Imagine how many went before that.
yep. Um, with that, I'd say get a doorbell camera and wait till they leave, a good 20, 30 minutes before you retrieve your package. Or, obviously, if it's while you're at work or whatever, wait till you get home and then do your thing. But I have my gun on me all the time at home until I take a shower and go to bed. Whatever I'm doing, I'm working out in the garden, I'm working outside, I have it on me. Keep your tool on you. You never know what's going to go down. There's all kinds of crap that can happen. I keep honestly, the tourniquet stays on me more than the pistol because it's so comfortable. I need to do an EDC video. Um, it's coming. I got a whole bunch of videos I got to do, but I need to do an updated EDC because I think the way I have it set up, literally everybody could carry it except for like 100 pound soaking wet person. Uh, it's super comfortable. I have had zero issues with it. I'm really digging it. So, um, heck yeah. It's one day. It's one a day now for MCEs. Yeah, we don't need that. That's that's a terrible average to be keeping up with. Um, Man, that's messed up. Chest seals, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, when they're on sale, pick them up. I
Yep.
think too now, right?
Let's say that again.
I think Jay has chest seals too now, right?
Yeah, I think Jay just released a updated. Um,
And I'll bet he has the cheapest ones out there. So that's
yeah, yeah,
what.
but I'll also think world events happening, medical stuff is about to dry up. We already know they've been scooping it off the market, but the demand is going to go up. So you should probably get some medical stuff now. I would recommend. Um,
Remember, expiration dates are just suggestions.
mhm. Grit has a good one. She leaves directions on it to meet me at the bottom of the driveway, not even up by the house. That's a good idea. So that way you can have whatever tools you see fit and have somebody else go down with you at a different location that's not so easily seen. It's a good idea. It's a lot harder to get jumped on your terms. Y'all share the live to your community, please. Thanks, Mac. Yeah, man, we're trying to reach people, and you know what I keep hearing is I keep hearing the fear being pushed. I keep hearing the immediately pointing the finger at the left and the Antifa and those kind of people and the T type of people. You know what it is? It's an evil. But I don't hear anybody pushing the medical. And with that, to be the best that you can be in any situation, you need to get your fitness up. If you think that you're going to be able to rise to the occasion and you're some fat out of shape dude that doesn't work out once a month and you're going to run around and be the hero and slap a tourniquet on somebody who's wailing and flopping around and not going to listen to you and you got to help hold them down, or if you have to do whatever, push a big dude off of some dude or a gal or whatever, if you don't think fitness comes into everything that you need to be a man in this world or a woman, whatever, you really need to work out. You really need to do this stuff. Like Justin B, he walks on the treadmill with weight of his kids so he can walk 5 miles with his kids. What happens if you have to walk from town? If you have to walk 20 miles with your kid,
You,
can you walk 20 miles with your kid? Everybody has their Gucci get home bag. My kid weighs more than my get home bag, bro. If I had to carry that plus my get home bag, I'm ditching shit out of the bag. You know what I mean? Fitness plays a big part into being a prepared citizen. You can be a big fat ass and carry a gun. It doesn't mean you're going to do anything with the gun. If you can't run a block and you need to get cover, if you can't squat down behind a car and shoot at a compromised shooting position, around a wheel well, around a bumper, if you can't move and get into some concealment and then run to the next spot where you have concealment, what are you even doing? Like, I'm sorry if that hurts some people's feelings. Like, I'm still a fat ass. I have tits. I can run. I can go prone. I can army crawl. I can squat. I can rotate. We do shooting drills around vehicles. I can jump in and out of a box of a toolbox or out of a bed of a truck, and I'm a fat cripple. Can you? Question mark for the internet. Not saying you, Justin B, but like, dude, there's people that
got to be able to do it, and that's
yeah,
know,
man.
I used to be a little bit upset about myself for hitting the restart button, having young kids now again. But I mean, it's like, damn, they're forcing me to keep my body young. At least it's the best I can.
I'm proud of you, bro.
I can control what I put in my mouth. I can, force myself to get the discipline to go walk.
Hell yeah.
Gotta
Talk to
fucking
Grunt Proof. He will stick you in a radio to find a use for you in the rear somewhere. There you go. Patriot from Warsaw, what up? You're not gonna hop in? Okay, that's cool. I just sent you one. Maccabea says depends on the level of shit hits the fan. Yep, that's true. But fitness, medical, that's the that's the stuff I've been pushing because other than food, those are the three things that I never hear prepping channels talk about. Those are three things you need every single day of your life until you're dead. Come on, man.
I mean,
We gotta hit the realism button here, and people need to say. I know people that just said to me tonight, they're like, "I'm going to start carrying a fixed blade and an extra flashlight and an extra pocket knife," and I'm like,
what for?
"Why?" And he was like, he's like, "I think I'm going to buy this Spyderco you got. I like it." I'm like, "Okay, that's my piece. That's my beater knife. I don't really like it. It doesn't hold a good edge. That's my working around the fucking garden knife." Okay, I'm like, why would you buy a $50 folder? You have a folder in your pocket right now. Why would you not buy a $30 tourniquet? Something that you don't have. Does that make sense? No, you're good. You're good, Warsaw. Drew in Oregon got bad knees and hips, lower back's jacked up. I'm not running anywhere soon. I'm currently losing weight. Hey, man, I understand, Drew. I'm fucked up right there with you, bro. I've found out more and more of places that I can't be leaning up in a ladder up in my ceiling. Like today, my back is on fire trying to get this drain line for the toilet hooked up, man. It was a fucking nightmare. But guess what? We got it done, bro. It was tight. It was snug. The bitch wouldn't have got in any other way than how we got it, and it sucked. But we got it in. And you know what? I just had to suck it up and get it done until it got done, right? Um, but yeah, I'm gonna be sore. Guess what? As soon as I'm done with this remodel, my body's hurting, man, and I'm gonna get back to working out with you guys. We're gonna do the walking live streams. I might even just switch to doing 2 a day. I'm thinking about doing a 5 a.m. walk and then doing an evening walk because I'm really, really trying to practice what I preach. I'm really trying. I really want to hit that 250 mark by the end of the year, and if I can do it, hit a little bit down before surgery, and if I can get a good recoup in and get to work, because I'm going to be cutting up deer. I might not get to go shoot the deer, but I'm still on deer camp duty, so I still got to cut up deer and help process. I'm going to cut out the shitty snacks and the drinking beer while we're BSing cutting up deer, and I'm going to switch to healthier stuff. You know what I mean? Um, R and I got a bunch of tomatoes we're freezing after this process. We're going to do a bunch of canning for pasta sauce. We just don't have the time right now. So that stuff's coming. I'm practicing what I'm preaching, guys. You gotta do it. You gotta live it. You can't just say you're Billy Badass and carry 14 fucking guns and think you're cool. Having 14 guns doesn't mean shit other than you're bad with your money. If you don't have the training behind them, if you don't have anything else other than 14 guns to say you're fucking cool, you're doing this wrong. You're not doing yourself or your family or anybody you care about a service. Definitely need to up my medical. Yeah, man. I hear you, Groundbird. That's a weak spot for a lot of people. Same with Calmo, because everybody just does the pew pews, man. Drew from Oregon. How my chickens doing? My chickens are doing good. They should be giving me some eggs here in about a month and a half, 2 months. I'm in the window where they should start giving me little bit of my return on investment here. So, Grit and Grace said my tomatoes in the freezer till probably January when things are slow. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I have a lot of peppers. I'm probably going to be doing the same. I just looked in my garage freezer and found a bunch of peppers and tomatoes that we didn't get to last year. So I'm probably going to thaw that stuff out and turn it into powder and maybe make a bunch of like tomato bisque, so homemade soup and stuff. Um,
That's a good idea.
yeah, homemade tomato soup's pretty bomb, bro. If you guys
That's
haven't hit
a
that.
really good idea.
Lawfully armed. What's up, bro? You know. Uh, get no comms plan in order to. Yeah. If you don't have comms, hit up J2, man. He's got comms. I need to get me another cord so I can program my second radio. I haven't got around to that yet. But I just taught my son we're splitting people up for walks and riding bikes and stuff. And we're just communicating with just a cheap Cobra walkie. And he loves it. He thinks it's cool. Like mom's in there doing dishes or whatever, and we're out in the garden Like, mom's like, all right, we got 10 minutes till dinner's done. And the boy's like, all right, mom, 10-4. Like, and we're just out in the garden picking beans, you know? So that kind of stuff's good to break them into, especially kids early, so they get used to that stuff. Um, so it's working out pretty good. It's pretty fun. Um, medical for kids, man. That's a big one. They teach CPR classes and stuff for kids. Um, if you have elderly people, if you have people that you know have certain conditions like epileptics, diabetics, you need to know how to treat their symptoms and recognize their symptoms. If you have somebody that, you know, has a stroke or something, you need to recognize that stuff. You need everybody that's around that person needs to up their medical game in that scenario. Uh, because obviously it's going to be necessary slash an increased risk for that event for that person, right? So if you have somebody with a pacemaker, you probably don't want that dude running sprinting laps with a pacemaker, you know, in a high stress environment. You probably want them to get out of the high stress environment at a decent pace. It doesn't mean you can be a track star. You know what I'm not saying I'm a track star either, but I'm saying you got to be smart with your movement and you got to be able to do the movements that you need to be efficient, right?
And if you're out there doing it, you know what your body is capable of.
Right.
And that's super fucking important, is knowing what your body's actually capable of so you don't get yourself into something stupid.
I agree. Calhoun said, "Muffin Top, you still doing lives?" I've just been really busy, man. But some stuff needed said. I've been watching these videos, and I with this one, man, I've been hearing more and more. Obviously, it's early, and there's a lot of fake news running around and false stuff. I usually like to wait a couple days until I talk about this stuff because you got to get the facts down. But I think the use of quote unquote improvised explosive devices, that's going to be a very common thing. um, so maybe you should probably have a check and say, hey, man, do we have enough fire blankets? Those are cheap. Do we have enough fire extinguishers? Maybe you go to your fire department and say, hey, man, what do we do to really up our fire game for this facility or your personal home or wherever? Because I'm an HVAC guy, plumbing guy, electrical guy. I specialize in that stuff. I'm not going to ask me to come and do somebody else's job who does X, Y, and Z better than I do. I want somebody who focuses on that. They can see that stuff, talking about it, right? Like when I go tell somebody how to set up a security system and how to set up their cameras so they get good coverage, because I actually installed security cameras for a while. That makes sense. I don't want somebody who's never done it before because they don't know what they need to do to look for it. If I want to learn how to freaking win NASCAR, I'm going to go talk to a NASCAR guy who's won. You know what I mean? If I want to be a pro golfer, I'm going to go talk to a pro golfer. I'm not going to talk to the fucking plumber.
Yeah, like fire blankets. I really like the ones that they sell on Amazon with the little pull-out tab. You can take them up anywhere, and there's literally a little pull tab, and your whole fire blanket's right there.
Yeah, like
Those sell all the time on Amazon, all the
kids and
time.
elderly might not be able to run a fire extinguisher, but you know what a kid and an elderly person can do? They can throw a blanket on something. If you have poor motor movements, things with your hands, right? You like arthritis and stuff like that. You can still rock a fire blanket. So think about that too. Um, Calhoun said, "I haven't seen you doing lives in a while. Blocking you? No, I've just been really busy, man. I haven't done a lot of lives and stuff. I got a lot of videos and stuff I need to do. Uh, I've just been working on my house, man. Trying to make Mama happy before I have surgery. So, um, Nomad says stretch. That's your code word. Nice. I like your code word. What's up with the lunatics going off lately? DB Cooper. That's what we're talking about, brother. To me, it seems political and religious targeting, and um, Uh, so I think everybody needs to carry an up their medical game because chances are you're probably going to render aid more than you're going to be in a firefight, no matter the situation. Winter's coming. You need to get your heat situation figured out and see how you're going to heat off grid. Coldfoot scored a deal on a generator. We went and picked it up last night at midnight. I did a live. That thing was heavy as fuck. We barely got it in the truck and unloaded, but we got it. So now we're going to start going through that thing and seeing what we need to replace to get it running. You need to start doing stuff like that. If you need to start every time you go to the store, like remember when like it's the ammo shortage and everybody was grabbing 22 and 9 mil and all that off the shelf as soon as you could see it because you weren't going to see it again for a while. You need to be doing that with propane, and you need to be doing that with food, right? You need to be doing that with your wool blankets. You need to be doing that with hand warmers. You need to be doing that with like I told you guys last year. We got bags and bags and bags. We got Walmart sacks full of hand warmers. When I told you guys, like I think they were like what under 30 cents, something like that, for 5 packs of hand warmers. I got bags and bags and bags of them. Okay, guess what? Now I'm going to make sure at least every car has like 10 5 packs of hand warmers. Everybody that I know is going to have at least a bunch of fucking hand warmers in their car. Okay, you need to get the rechargeable hand warmers. You need to get good clothing now because logistics supplies are about to get interrupted with WW Trace, with the T attacks, with the hurricane. Like logistics supplies, and it's winter, so supply and demand is going to change up a little bit, right? There's going to be a higher demand for more products, so you got to start buying your coats and stuff now. Buy it before the normies go out and buy a coat. Oh man, it's going to snow tomorrow. I don't have a coat because I'm a dumbass. They go buy a coat. Buy your fucking coat now if you don't have a coat. I still see Carhartt shit on sale, like bibs and stuff. I'm like, why are these on sale? They're about to be like full price again. So guess what? I'm buying that. Those wool socks, long johns, all that crap, man. I'm buying that now. Well, it's on sale because literally in like another month and a half, it's going to be full price. Why in the fuck would you not buy it on sale? Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
That you need anyway. Might as
Yeah.
well.
You're gonna.
You
When are you
can.
not going to use socks? Like, eventually they're gonna get a hole in it, brother. Like you're gonna get rid of it. I just can't believe it. I just don't understand how people think, man.
It's you're gonna, you got the money to get it when it's on sale. Just freaking do it.
Yeah. Gnostic Nomad. I've lived 2 New Hampshire winters with no heat. It's possible, but it's miserable, and you have to be crafty to stay warm. That's what I'm saying, bro. So with these T attacks I've been talking about, high likelihood within the end of the year. I think November, December, perfect target range. You're going to get, even if you just cut the power in winter, the deaths that'll happen because how many people just die in their cars every year? We have people that die in their cars because they get stranded and people cannot get to them. And they do not have enough stuff to keep them alive in their car. It's really sad. I think some gal, she was under 25 and she died. She had a hoodie and like those pajama bottom pants on. She didn't have a blanket in her car. She didn't have any food or water. She didn't have 1 pack of fucking hand warmers in her car, guys. You can get battery packs to like charge your phone that are also hand warmers. So it's a dual use item. It's perfect for preppers, right? In the summer, it's a battery pack. In the winter, it's a hand warmer. Dude, you can buy that under $10 at Walmart.
Yeah, and they're on sale at Walmart all the time too.
Yeah, man, you can get 2 pack of Ozark Trail hand warmers. You need to have that stuff in your cars. That might keep you alive. If you put that in your core, that's what I do. That Zippo one that I got that actually takes Zippo fuel, I love that thing. I put it in one of my pockets, like a Carhartt pocket or a flannel pocket up top. That keeps my core warm. And then if it's really cold, I put my Milwaukee battery powered coat on. Those Milwaukee coats and the DeWalt coats, those are on sale right now. And like literally a month, everybody who moves snow and actually works outside is about to buy them at full price. That's awesome stuff that you should be having now.
So glad I don't have to worry about the cold.
Oh, man, it's about to get fucking cold. I can feel it in the arthritis in my back, man. The weather's shifting. They're already cutting corn and beans over here.
Are there?
Oh yeah, yeah. Beans are about done. Soybeans are about done. They're already harvested all the way. Corn's getting cut pretty quick. Um, the radio guy is gonna do the cooking, and the cooking guy is gonna fix the toilets. Well, I'd rather the guys that are really good at their respective area thrive in their respected area and teach and maybe take somebody under their wing, right? Play to your strengths. We all have them. We all have weaknesses. We all have strengths. Um, IDK, man, if you only have two hands, you can only use two hand warmers at a time. Yeah, I love you, Calhoun. And feet, Calhoun. Yeah. Hey, man, I tell you what, if it's real cold, I'll stick it down the front. I know. I won't keep them bad boys warm. I do need some more long johns. Yeah, man, dude. Especially, I caught a pair on barbed wire last year, and I ripped the crotch out of one. So I had to get another. I got another set when they were on sale. Uh, just got a bearskin winter hoodie. Nice. It's actually pretty warm. 60% off. I had heard about those. I've never messed with them. Carhartt and Dickies works really good here. Don't use charcoal indoors for warmth. It's a no-no. Thank you, George Cortez. I'm not sure about women, but men have a natural free hand warmer between their legs. I have used it. Yes. DB Cooper right here. I keep a Milster 4-piece sleep system in the winter. Nice. In the car. Dude, that's a pretty good call. Sleep system. That's pretty sick. If you got the space, yeah, I'm down for that. Space blankets. Yeah, I have those in every car. Dude, you can go to Amazon and buy like a 20-pack of them for nothing. That's part of our grid down winter survival plan. Is we're going to duct tape those Mylar blankets on the walls and over the windows and stuff to reflect our body heat and the heat that we have that's like producing in the room in. You should have enough of that to make a like last resort Alamo style room. If the grid's down, this is what I'm prepping for. Grid down this winter. I'm saying it's probably a good 60 to 75% likelihood. Why not? It's the biggest bang for their buck. You don't even have to fire a bullet. You know how many unprepared people they're going to kill just because they cannot stay warm? Awesome. You keep the entire infrastructure, you keep the entire food infrastructure, you keep all of the land, and you get rid of the weak. You get rid of the people that didn't think about that kind of crap. Just like people that don't carry a tourniquet. Okay, Justin B just said he saved his own life with a fucking tourniquet in a car wreck. Did you need your gun that day, Justin B?
Oh no.
Did you have your EDC on you?
No, that was before I even carried a gun.
Oh shit. Okay, well, that's not what I wanted to hear, but still, guess what he needed that day? He needed a tourniquet. He didn't need a cool Benchmade pocket knife. He didn't need the greatest multi-tool. He didn't need body armor. Did you need a plate carrier that day, Justin B?
Oh no.
Did you need a tourniquet that day, Justin B?
Yep.
You just needed a tourniquet, bro. Like, just saying, guys. That's what I'm trying to say.
Needed both of them too.
Oh shit. There you go. Calhoun power went out the other day because grid maintenance sucks and it rained. Topped off my gas jugs. Ran the Jenny for about an hour. Nice, bro. That's a big thing, and fuel is a big thing. That's I'm stacking fuel. I'm stocking propane because if WW Trace happens light and it's in Europe, this is popping off in winter. Russia supplies most of their heating fuel and natural gas and propane to keep things heated in Europe in winter, guys. Do you know what's going to happen if that resource gets cut off in winter? They are going to buy it from everybody else. That means it's going to take it off the market for us and increase the price for us because we're going to sell it to them. We're going to make a killing on it. We don't give a shit. You think if they're going to make an extra $100 and that what they were going to use to fill up your propane tank or all the propane tanks wherever you get your propane tank filled for your grill or whatever, and it's not there because they're getting now a monthly delivery and you're out and you're on week 2 before you got the end of the month when it's getting refilled, guess what? You don't have propane for those 2 weeks. You got a blizzard and it's grid down in those 2 weeks and that was all you had for propane. Sorry about your luck. You should have had more propane on hand. It's that simple. I have enough propane. I can run a buddy heater for 6 months, dude. No problem. I could probably run it longer than that. I have enough. I actually just bought another one on Facebook Marketplace. It's a comfort gear. They sell it at Home Depot. They're like $90. It's a 360 like little heating deal. It can run on the 1 pounders and the 25 pounders. I got to do a video on it. It's literally sitting right next to me on this table. I pay $20 for this. Dude, I'm going on Facebook right now. We literally just bought 2 buddy heaters for under $50 for 2 people in our Mac. In literally 2 months, they're going to be full price. Guess what? One of these people was somebody that I loaned a buddy heater, and they used 8 fucking 1 pounders before I could get to their house. They got snowed in. They lost power. That was their only heat source, was a buddy heater and that I loaned them, and 8 1-pound things of propane was all they had for heat besides blankets. Guess what? They just got one. They just got their own buddy heater and they got propane for it. Just saying. That's real life shit. Nastic said, my wife works for a heating fuel company. Trust me, people don't want to know how bad this winter's going to be. I do want to know that. You should drop that in my community tab. Because what I've been tracking is we are already very low on propane and heating fuel. I have people that's their only fuel. They have like a 300-gallon or 500-gallon propane tank outside their place. They're having a lot of problems getting shit scheduled to their house to get it filled. Letting y'all know that. That means there's a demand somewhere else. It's probably in Europe. I have 30 gallons of fuel. Metal tanks are expensive. They are expensive, Drew. They are expensive. If you can get a deal and get them used, garage sales are still happening. And a lot of people around here, especially thriftier people, you get garage sales right now, like in the fall, to get rid of your old fall stuff and gear like that. You just go to all the garage sales and say, hey, man, do you have a propane tank or a grill you want to get rid of? A lot of times you'll get rid of a grill and they say, oh, you can just keep the tank if you get rid of the grill. Okay, cool. You get a little bit of scrap metal and you get a free propane tank. So look at stuff like that. There's propane tanks all the time. I almost went and picked up a 100-pounder. The guy wanted $50. $50 for a used 100-gallon propane tank.
They're not hard to refurbish either. If they look dirt, they're not hard to refurbish.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, you take it to get filled and they tell you, hey, we need to replace the valve on this. They'll probably just replace the valve on it for you. If you're not, savvy like that. So that's what I'm focusing on. Please, please, please.
As far as I just remembered for fuel storage, for liquid fuel storage, they sell plastic tanks that I run that work just fucking fine.
Really?
And out here in Florida where it's, over 100 degrees and they heat and expand and shrink and shit. I got 2 of them on Amazon. I've posted pictures when I filled them up in the prepping tab and shit. Like they're just big plastic ones and, how many gallons? But they hold like $500 worth of fuel in them. They're big. And I've had them for, 4 years now. But just
Hell
fine.
Yeah. Drew's got it. He's got a pack of survival gear, water, fire starters, fat wood, freeze-dried food, extra clothes, 1 full-size wool blanket, complete first aid kit, and dude wipes. That's a solid pack to keep in every vehicle, bro.
You can ride some shit up with that pack.
Nomastic said, plate carry, what is this, G-Watt? Gorillas use chest rigs? Yeah, I like that. The tanks are expensive, yeah, Drew. See what you guys can find. See if you can find some deals. I find a lot of good preps used. I actually just found a sweet estate sale. It was literally labeled as a prepper's estate sale. It has a bunch of freeze dried food and guns and ammo and propane and all this shit. And you know what they're not bidding on? The cast iron, the stainless steel cooking stuff, a lot of the camping stuff, and the propane tanks.
Oh, the cast.
Nobody has bids on that stuff, bro. Guess what Muffin Tops bid on? I'm bid on all that shit. Dude, if I could scoop some of that for like a couple bucks, ka-ching. You just got to be really thrifty with your money, dude. I hate spending, I hate paying full price. So, out of spite, I try to find things at a really good deal. Because then my wife can't say I went and spent a lot of money on something. She'll be like, wow, that's actually a really good deal. That was a good pickup. That makes my heart happy when she can't say no when I get a good prep. You know what I mean? Um, I paid for them, so I pay taxes. Yeah, no shit. Rebel? No, 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 no. I don't recommend that be the way you gather your resources. That's funny. Nope. Okay, Nomad said the entire company is being ran by AI and it's fired 60% of the staff. Oh, Jesus Christ. And 50% of the customer base in the last 2 months. Oh my God. Are they retarded? That's great. DB Cooper says I have electric heat in my house. Unfortunately, I also have a wood stove and a full 500-gallon propane tank strictly for the Jenny. You're doing good. I just installed a brand new electric furnace in my house, but I also have a fireplace and backup generators and propane heaters as well. Wow, that's crazy that they cut down their workforce and they're screwing up their contracts, probably on getting their stuff filled. That's messed up. You can just get some plastic jerry cans from your local military base. Just kidding. Yeah, don't do that. On an unrelated note, I have 3 surplus U.S. military jerry cans. Oh, nice. Very unrelated. I love that. That's funny. Uh, nice. Well, guys, that was the message I wanted to send. I was on here way longer than I expected. Carry medical, please. Even if you just take a tourniquet to the Red Cross or your EMT or your fire department, if you take your ouchie boo boo kit, whatever you see fit to carry with you, they will teach you how to run the stuff. If you just take them some gauze and some alcohol and a tourniquet or a slishman and say, hey, teach me how to patch somebody up, chances are they probably have like a test dummy that they use to stop the bleed for their training anyway. And if they have the free time, they'll probably teach you for free. And if not, maybe you pay them a little bit of money and say, hey, man, can you teach me this on the side? Please, guys, you have to have a fire department. You have to have a volunteer fire department. You have to have medical. If you're alive and you're a human being, you can get to somewhere that has higher fucking knowledge of medical care. Please, for the love of God, go get some training. Go for it. Sorry, Justin.
No, a lot of them are willing to help you. Be surprised. And
Yeah, man.
remember, just, if you go down there and, you see the 2 white trucks and a black truck there, next time you drive by, now there's a red truck and a black truck and a white truck. Well, they changed people. Those guys are at home spending time with their family. Go ahead and try and ask again.
Yeah, 100%.
The fire department, they're usually there for a couple days. Go back in a couple days and try again.
Yep.
Outside, 10 miles down the road, there's another fucking fire department. Go try
It,
over.
it,
There's a lot of people willing to help you. Be surprised.
I agree. And if you have little ones, guess what? Your daycares will teach you some CPR classes. They have to be certified in this stuff for CPR and stuff. If you ask them to teach you CPR and things like that for your kid, chances are they're not going to tell you no. Who is going to tell you no that you want to better yourself to help your kid? Right? And with that, if you have kids and you are worried about events, you need to say, hey, I'd like to find ways for you to implement extra security here. I'd like you to implement extra medical care here. I'd like you to implement extra this here. I'd like you, maybe you go to your daycare and say, hey, what do you guys do if the power goes out? Do you have anything for winter? maybe you make a donation of a couple buddy heaters and some propane.
Yeah. I mean, you might be the reason, you might be the thing that kicks your brain into
Yeah,
thinking.
you might get a lot of people that end up donating too.
So,
Or it's getting cold. We do a coat drive here where, like, if you go to places like, I think like Burlington's a big one. If you bring in a coat, basically, like, that's not a piece of shit that's torn to rags, they'll give you a percentage off of buying another coat, and they donate those coats to the homeless. Maybe you start a drive. It's like, hey man, we need some gloves and some socks and some winter clothing for kids, 1 through 6th grade, whatever, right? K through 6th grade. Maybe you just do that. Maybe you find somebody to work with, or you just say, hey, we're going to donate, free will donation, we're going to donate, and we're going to wash all these coats, blah blah blah. We're going to take them to the homeless shelter, we're going to take them to the daycare, we're going to take them to the elementary school for people that cannot afford clothing. Here you go. You can be that person. It's not going to take you that long to do a couple loads of laundry. It might help somebody who really cannot help themselves. Just saying. So think of some outside ways to help. If you want everybody that you're around to have better things implemented, like we've been conversing with the hospital. We have family members that work at hospitals, and they're not taking the T attack seriously. We're asking them what their protocols are. The staff is concerned seeing things like this. The staff's been bringing it up, and they're not doing anything about it. So we're going to try a couple different angles and say, talk to the security company, talk to whoever you can talk to try and get a different angle on it and see if you can get something involved there. Maybe they do say, okay, we do need to have a stop the bleed center here. We're going to have 10 tourniquets on each floor. Hey, man, you did something. That's an improvement. I'd take that. You know what I mean? Like, find a way that you can implement it at your schools, at your colleges, whatever, wherever you think of the help is needed. Churches are a big thing. I really think I don't know a whole lot of churches that have a lot of stop bleed capabilities, medical capabilities. I think religious attacks are going to be more frequent. You need to kind of have that stuff in place, Adam. Even if you and the security team say, all right, we're all going to buy one extra tourniquet and leave it here. Man, that $30 might save somebody's life. Just do it. It's $30 fucking. If that makes or breaks you, you fucking up. Take one out of your stash. You got an extra tourniquet laying around. Throw an IFAC up if you're loaded, you know. But I think I'm beating a dead horse. Hopefully, this helps people. I haven't heard any channel that I've watched talk about this stuff yet, and that's what's really messing with me. Is why? Why does nobody talk about this stuff on the internet? Please, if you guys are in these other chats, you can say, hey, when somebody's like, all right, I need to have a truck gun, and this is my rifle, and 8 mags, and my bandolier, and my body armor. You could be like, bro, 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 bro. Do you even IFAC, bro? Do you even EDC a tourniquet? I guarantee you they're going to say no.
and do you know where everything is in that bag in their trunk?
Yeah. I got a bug out bag that weighs 100 pounds. Well, I'm probably not picking up that bag. I'm going to leave it right where the fuck it's at. Just saying. I'm not hauling a 100 fucking pound bag home with me. That's stupid. Here, they told all their hospital personnel they would be doing triage. Holy shit. Where is that, Sassy? Is that a triage training, or is that, like, I'm interested to know more about that, if you catch my drift. Sassy7, I guess they assumed the hospital wouldn't be targeted. Do they know the terrorists are? Yeah. Unfortunately, like they've said, most of them have already been there working, right? Sassy, message me privately. We'll see if we can learn some more about this. I don't want to, like, blast all your stuff out there, but if you have some protocol or something or some documents that they're waving around, I'd like to compare with what my people are getting, which is they got a piece of paper that they tape to a door that is fight, flight, or hide. That's what they did, and that's all they did. They put a fucking poster up at the break room,
They just stated the obvious.
literally saying they don't give a shit. As how we're taking it.
You want?
That's crazy. Yeah. So if you guys do have loved ones in those sectors and they're getting any information, I would like that if you could drop it in the Discord. Maybe we should make a what should we call that? I don't know. We'll figure out something. If we get a like a medical thing, if you're in law enforcement or anybody, if you're getting protocol to up your whatever, if you can give people information that's not going to get you in trouble, let me know. Yes, they've also implemented that they won't be able to leave at these. I'm telling you, if you're in a hospital or a religious environment and a T attack is going down and they lock the doors with you in there with them, nobody in that building is going to make it out like the day of wrath. They're going to keep in Minecraft unaliving people until there's no more people in there. That's their goal. It's not for hostage negotiation. It's for maximum loss of life. So don't be in that fucking building if it happens. If you're in there and you can get out some way, get out. So that's what I want to say about that. Check out my Instagram page. Oh, that's my bot. Maybe like Insider Intel. That's a good idea. We can drop that. Doing it right now. God, I have a shitload of tabs.
Put domestic in front of it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's too long.
Yeah.
There we go. How about that? All right, it's up. If you want to post it anonymous or whatever, send it to me and I'll copy paste it in there and leave your name out of it. Oh man, active shoot is way worse for their yeah. We've been talking about it, and I'm friends with a lot of the people on the security team there, and we have our own way that we're going to kind of operate, and whatever they have on the books is not sufficient enough. So plan accordingly. Be better people in the world. Go forth and be God's warriors. Be the light in the darkness. Fight the evil. The best way to fight the evil is being kind-hearted. Have your medical knowledge. Have your dagger if you may need so, and the mindset of how to be a shepherd and fight off all these wolves. Some people are sheep without knowing it. Help them out, everybody. Help everybody that you can. Try to be a better person than when you were in the morning when you woke up. If you touched somebody's life and did something positive throughout the day, that's what we strive for. So, deuces, y'all. Impromptu chat. Hopefully, we talk about this more. If you're on a chat with somebody that you like and you listen to, ask them about the medical, prod them about the medical, shame them into carrying medical if you have to. I don't care. I would rather bully everybody into carrying medical than not. So, deuces, everybody. I love you.
Later.